Well, speaking of Bernie Sanders, a guy who's tired of getting the Rodney Dangerfield treatment by the media.
That's the story of my life. No respect. I don't get no respect at all. You put up with no respect at all.
Well, Bernie Sanders recently wrote an op-ed. It's an op-ed for a site called CJR.org. Bernie Sanders on this plan for journalism. Told you the Bernie Sanders campaign that they were calling out the media, but it's not like they're trying to make it sound like it's Trumpian. It's not Trumpian. It's not Trumpian the way he's going. He's being very substantive. He's talking about how once upon a time our media would focus on real issues.
A recent study showed that on ABC, evening news, Trump over a period of time got 81 minutes of time. Bernie Sanders got 20 seconds. Now you tell me why. And I think it has to do with the fact that Trump is very smart. He knows that media is not so interested in the serious issues facing this country. They love, bombastic remarks. They love silly remarks. If he says that somebody is sweating, my God, that is a major story, and all that silly business, the personal attacks, that kind of works. So I think this is more of an indictment of the media, actually, than it is of Trump.
We had a media that cracked the case like Watergate. Now we got a media that focuses on, I don't know, how big was Donald Trump's hands? Journalism is what we need to make democracy work. That's what Walter Cronkite said. We need democracy to work. So that means we need that journalism to work, because journalism is how you hold people accountable. I've said many times, guys, and I don't know if you've been here, but I said, sometimes my viewers, because they're very politically active, they're very in tune, they're very media savvy, and they stay attuned to stuff, and they say, well, why isn't this politician calling out this other politician? Why isn't this politician calling out this other, entity or whatever, this corporation? And I tell you, I've always felt that's media's job. Now, I love it when a politician calls out another politician. I love it when a politician calls out a corporation like Bernie's been calling out the billionaires. He's got the wall of shame. I've always felt that was the job of journalism. Real journalism is different from the gossip, punditry, and clickbait that dominates today's news. Real journalism, in the words of Joseph Pulitzer, is the painstaking reporting that will fight for progress and reform, never tolerate injustice or corruption, and always fight demagogues. Pulitzer said that journalism must always oppose privileged classes and public plunderers, never lack sympathy with the poor, always remain devoted to the public welfare, never be satisfied with merely printing the news, always be drastically independent, never be afraid to attack wrong, whether by predatory plutocracy or predatory poverty. This is Bernie Sanders' op-ed.
We are taking on the establishment. So we're taking on Wall Street. We're taking on the insurance companies. We're taking on the drug companies. We're taking on the fossil fuel industry. We're taking on the prison industrial complex, because I want to do away with private prisons and detention centers in this country.
I don't think we're going to hear this type of talk from the Democrats, Oh, yeah, since you want to say Bernie's not a Democrat, well, I haven't heard any Democrats talk like this about our media. They too busy looking for favors from our media.
Do I think Jeff Bezos is on the phone telling the editor of the Washington Post what to do? Absolutely not. It doesn't work that way. But what I think is in media in general, there is a framework. The New York Times operates under, that the Washington Post operates under, CNN operates under. For example, I've been in politics for a few years. You know what? Not one reporter has ever asked me, Bernie, what are you going to do about the grotesque level of income and wealth inequality? You can ask me that? Is that part of what media talks about? What are you going to do about 3 people owning more wealth than the bottom half of America? Bernie, what are you going to do about 40 million Americans living in poverty, 500,000 people sleeping out on the street? Why is it, Bernie, that we are the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee health care to all people, and we spend twice as much per person as other industrialized countries? Do you hear that question being asked by the corporate media very often?
But by not asking that question, does that make the media unfair?
It does in a way. It does in a way. It doesn't mean it's unfair to me personally. But if those are the issues that I am campaigning on, and those are the issues that I cannot talk about, then what I am trying to do does not get out to the American people.
Notice he didn't use the word fake one time. He didn't say, in fact, he criticizes Trump for saying that media is the enemy of the people. But he also calls out the Telecommunications Act of 1996, which allowed all of the media to conglomerate, to suck up and swallow down all other little news broadcast stations and newspapers and just become one big behemoth and several behemoths running around. Bernie pointed out that back in 1996 when he was a part of the House, he voted against it.
This bill is an indication of what can be done when Republicans and Democrats work together in a spirit of genuine cooperation to advance the public interest and bring us to a brighter future.
We know Clinton signed it, though, right? We do know that, right? So he calls out that act and how damaging it's been, because some places you live, you got one company owning your news, paper, your radio, and your TV station. Talking about having a one-way conversation, Johnson. Man, you could just tell everybody that the earth is flat. You could probably get away with it. I mean, if you own the radio, the local radio station, the local newspaper, and the local news station, local channel, yeah, you could probably get away with it. You could make up anything. A cricket was flying a plane today. A cricket? Yeah, a cricket flew a plane today. It's right here, quoted in the, it's right here. We got live footage of the plane. You can't see it really good, though. Can't see the cricket behind the wheels there, but behind the sticks. You also got a recording from talking about it on the local radio station, WKPPPR. So Bernie's calling out these things. He's saying how detrimental it is to the public people, to the consciousness, to the information gathering of normal citizens, so citizens can make informed decisions about their government and also be active. Corporate conglomerates and hedge fund vultures have bought and consolidated beleaguered local newspapers and slashed their newsrooms, all while giving executives big payouts. Gannett's proposed merger with Gatehouse Media, for instance, will consolidate hundreds of publications under one mega corporation's control and slash $300 million worth of synergies, which is often corporate speak for layoffs. Meanwhile, they're going to pay their CEOs $4.5 million in bonuses. Sorry, we got to let you go. It really pains us. It really hurts us to have to let all you guys go. You're a pure news guy. You're a pure news person, pure newswoman, pure news, true journalist, and it pains us. I can't sleep at night. I'm so upset by it. I'm falling into a deep depression. Be sure to contact us. We'll help you relocate. We'll help you another way we can to put a good word in for you. Take care. Are they gone yet? Oh, man, I got a big yacht, man, I'm getting. Oh, yeah, you thought my 50-footer was something? Nah, nothing. I'm looking at the 200-footer, Johnson. Oh, that thing is sweet. What do you mean one of them's still here? Oh, God. Gloria, I was just over here telling Johnson how distraught I was. You really don't have to give me the... That was rude. No, I won't sit on it. He says, well, no, Donald Trump is making things far worse. He's a pathological liar, and he will spend his presidency trying to demonize journalists when they dare to debunk his lies. And he talks about the Miami Herald breaking the Jeffrey Epstein situation, and the Charleston Gazette reporting on the opiate crisis. So as much as they want to paint Bernie as the anti-media person, he wants media to do a better job, and I think we all do. We all want media to do a better job. In fact, there are a couple entities in America that American citizens distrust the most. One of them, Congress people. The other one, corporate media. Yeah, when they're talking all this stuff about how much Americans don't trust Trump and can't stand Trump, you know who they trust less? Congress. Yeah. Hey, leave that part out. Somehow that part never makes the news. But I'm saying basically in general, when they look at Congress, they look at a stalemate between corruption versus corruption. So I encourage you to go check out that op-ed, a very good read. Bernie putting his money or his mouth where his heart is and staying consistent on this issue. And I'm telling you, I think it's a winner. I think it's important to call it as we see it and not allow the corporate media just to run roughshod over him like they did in 2016. I think you have to make some noise. So all those people who said, hey, Bernie, why weren't you making more noise in 2016? Why didn't you fight more? Okay, here we are. We're in 2020. 2019, he's fighting. He's calling it out. There it is. And they're calling him Trump for doing it.
Medicare for All is comprehensive. It covers all health care needs. For senior citizens, it will finally include dental care, hearing aids, and eyeglasses.
But you don't know.
Second of all.
You don't know that,
Second
Bernie.
of all.
We'll come to you in a second,
I do know, and
Congressman.
I wrote the damn bill.